Hello. Welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee, which is on a Monday evening this week due to UK Games Expo. Has this loaded? Who knows? It's not showing me any chat for some reason. It's an interesting one. If you are here, please do say something so I can see if this has worked. Hey, there they are. There they are. Look, I can see you all now. Yes. Phew, thought that would be a small disaster. I don't know what's going on with this. I have been in bed all day, and I have just, as Andy has witnessed, I have just escaped from the bed. I'm just getting comfy. There we are. Got my coffee ready to go. Got all sorts of tales, even a scandalous tale. Whose business card got ripped up on our stand in front of them? It'd have to be very not nice to have that happen. So that you may find out. Currently, oh God, what's that? Post that's definitely the post expo thing. Yes, so if you've been around online, you'll see that pretty much all my posts have been about the UK Games Expo. So that and Salute are very disruptive shows because they're just so big and they took up all my energy. So Ralph knows what's going on. Hey, you got loads of people in here. Oh, I did quite like doing the odd evening one. We did get a few. So yeah, the expo is a huge event and it takes up a lot of time, energy. Technically 4 days long. I'm surprised I'm alive. I was very dead last year after the show, and I have mostly been horizontal today, pottering around the plants. For Jamal's here for the gods. So that's it. I'll put that in there now. It is spicy, and it was what was more shocking was that they still came back. They came back again to do the thing they'd been doing that caused a business card ripping. What? I haven't got notes, of course, because I've pretty much, I woke up a little while ago and went, oh, yes, the show. Mug of the day is these badass ladies. Mad Max, of course. Whee. So hello, welcome everyone who's come along. What we got there? So, and before I go into Expo chat, I've also got my haul to show you because I did get some things there. Also, my interview on the painting phase has just gone off the last few hours. I've been listening to it in the background. I did fall asleep listening to my dulcet tones just to check on what I said because I know loads of people are watching it. So I'm going to make sure it seems pretty good so far. There's been some funny comments already on there, so I am a bit obsessively checking the comments, which I probably shouldn't, because I knew what would happen. That's why I was really unsure about what I was saying in the thing, because I knew it's a lot of those Warhammer fans. It's a huge amount of people that haven't heard of me, so it's like being a brand new company in that sense, that in those comments there's going to be some grims, and there already are, and I was looking through them. I have been screenshotting some and sending them to my friends going, check this one out. But also some very nice comments, obviously, and much more nicer ones. And I'm really grateful to the guys on the painting phase. It's dark. It feels like it's dark. I know I keep saying that, but I'm gonna have to have a lamp here, I think. This is a newish setup. Is that gonna? That's gonna. Well, that's made it better. Okay, no. This is a newish setup as I've moved the living room around. It probably has just made it darker again. It has. I'll turn it off. Don't worry. So I'm still figuring out where to put things. So I might put another lamp there, I think. Although to be fair, I normally do it in the morning when it's not as eveningy. So yeah, the painting phase, letting me be on their show was amazing, and I already put me in front of loads of new people. That's going to be great and going to get me some more business, which is what it's all about. So yeah, after this, if you want nearly 3 hours more me, it's on there. It's quite good so far. One bit that I need to mention is in that I'm wearing a Rammstein t-shirt. This was filmed last week before the Ramstein allegations came out. So if you've not heard of this, you go, oh yeah, of course. What more allegations against famous people? Um, in a nutshell, there've been lots of dodgy, assaulty allegations on various members of the band Ramstein, which came out after I filmed. After I filmed, and I'm wearing a Ramstein t-shirt in it. And I'm sure there's no doubt, but I would just like to extra clarify that I did not know about that when I was wearing the t-shirt. And I've been out of Newsland because I've been into just been in Expo World, and apparently lots more came out over the weekend that I haven't seen as well. So that's all kicking off, and then I appear on this interview wearing their T-shirt that looks like it could be some sort of solidarity or something. It really is not. It's just a curse because I've worn something that's not a Bad Squiddo T-shirt. I currently have a Grogu Amando T-shirt on. Hopefully, that won't come back to haunt me. But it's another of those things where it's like, oh, I think of all the people that got obviously all the people involved in the awfulness, but also if you got those sort of tattooed and stuff, then it's another reminder to not do that. Or yes, I do have the power that if I wear a t-shirt, that will curse the band and it'll out people. So if people have been bad, I wear a t-shirt and then it'll be exposed. That'd be a good superpower, maybe. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, it was definitely done in absolute not having a clue. But there were a few comments like that. I was like, no, 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 no. Right. Where shall I begin? Firstly, my mum is in the comments here. Hello, mum. I'm going to use this as my talking to my family channel. Mum, come and help me in the office tomorrow. She's already texted her and said, can you come help? I dumped all the trade show stuff back off yesterday and then went, oh, future me, you'll have to deal with that. I went, oh, future mum. Mum can help. We've got to get everything off the show racks now, put them back in the office. No shows till January now, which is January, February, which is smallish in relation to the rest. So get to de-show for a few months, and get my office back. Yay! So Mum's going to help with that if she agrees. I don't know if she's still here, if she's gone again. Mum can give me a hand. So Expo. A lot of build up. Last year was the first year at UK Games Expo, and if you know around from now that I've been here for 8 years as Bad Squiddo Games. But being somewhere at the Game Expo for the first time was like being a brand new company because so many people hadn't heard of me. So it was very daunting last year. I got very stressed because it's very expensive, as I've mentioned. Hey, Mike said I smashed and was one of the pros. Nice. And last year went so great that I'm going again. So this year was amazing also. I added it up at the end and it was nice and profitable. Yes, profit. The stand was huge. I spent so much money on it, getting it all together, getting Bad Squiddo Avenue. We've got office painter in here. But it was just absolutely amazing. She also have no voice. I have a bit of a voice, to be fair, more than whatever the last show was. It has zero voice. So I've got various anecdotes from the weekend, which I'm sure you're all here for. Bit of drama, bit of controversy. Daniel said, I saw your brief hello with the Irish lads. Good work. Hey, that's what's it called? What are they called on tabletop? I still call them Beasts of War because I'm old school because that's what they were before. But I haven't seen the comments on there either. But normally do pretty well on their things. So one of the ace things about Expo, which I've not been getting at Salute lately, the last sort of few years, was just the amount of people that kind of want to do filming or interviews and stuff like that. And I didn't do any interviews at Salute. So hello, there's a whole bunch of people. Yes. Hello. Rich Coulson, who I met in the flesh and can confirm is a human being. Yes, and not just a bot. It's so nice when it's people that I've kind of seen online for so long, and then I think, what if I've made them up in my mind? So that was a really nice surprise. And I was also chuffed that I recognised him whilst on the hunt for someone else, but I was like, no, that cannot be. It cannot be out in the wild. Um, there were whole loads of cool human beings this weekend. Um, and yeah, I kind of I'm now feeling at Expo the stuff that I used to feel at Salute, but don't so much. And I don't know if it's because my novelty's worn off at Salute or something. Like I'm old news now. Like Salute's still amazing, but say I don't really get the interviews or any sort of hype as much anymore. It's kind of like I'm just part of the furniture, maybe. So maybe while I'm still relatively new at Expo, there's more of that sort of attention and like, whoa, what is this? Oh, we need your details, or we need to write about this. Exactly. Old hat, just an old hat on the floor. That's me, an old hat. Mm-mm. So of course I got no notes, so I'll go through slowly. At some point, I'll show you all the things I bought. My favourite thing being this. What? Loads of these look like the community miniatures. What? You'll find out about that shortly. They're good. They're good, by the way, not the bad people. We will get to the bad people. I don't know how far in, because what if I say that anecdote and then you all leave? Got to build it up. So we got there. Let's go through it numerically. What have we got? The balloon arch intimidates the interviewers with his awesomeness. Yes. So we'll go through it chronologically, and then I might remember some of the stuff. So we get there Thursday. The setup is earlier than usual. So last year, by the time I'd finished setting up, I had to do this press evening thing, and I was dead. So I made sure we got there early. We had to jump via CMA, who are our casters. Introduced a lot of people to Louis over the weekend, who is the head person in our casting place. And so we had to go there to pick up that stand. So if you were there was that island opposite us with a bunch of different what was it? A bunch of different companies. Loads of smallish ones. So, well, not smallish to be fair, but smallish stands in a little cluster. They were all clients of CMA. So he was being really nice. He looks after them. Although to be fair, sometimes I say, "Why aren't you looking after me?" And he says it's because I already know what I'm doing. I think it's just because he's helping too many people, to be fair. So he is really good at supporting you. So it's people that are kind of newish to it all, or don't have quite the resources, vehicles or whatever. So we had a bunch of stuff, and because we had a van, we collected their stuff from CMA on the way. So we did have to do a bit of a pit stop and get that stuff out. But there's a few bits of trail on from that as well over the weekend. That's just really nice. That I feel really happy on Louis' behalf that he's kind of made this little family of companies out of just the common denominator of all using the same, because he casts, but he also sorts out a lot of different bits and bobs for companies, and it's just a really good ear, and has a big skill and past in the industry and all that. So it's just really nice, and it was nice that we had that little community, because it's not like just being on your own on this, in the midst of everything. And I was obviously sending people across, going, "Oh, now I've taken your money, you may also spend any change that you get over here," and kind of just introducing people to other companies. And I really liked that on the Thursday night, the press evening. So we got set up, got all done, went and had cocktails. That's the only night I properly sort of went out. We had 2 hours between that to get some lovely cocktails and a bit of food. So the press evening is you get your 6-foot table, separate area entirely. Anyone with press passes comes in basically. So it's vloggers, bloggers, magazine people, but you also have retailers, distributors, and any of the traders can have a look around as well. So it's a bit of a nice chill network sort of thing, but it's largely board game and RPG. So I'm never swamped at it, but it's very, very useful. Andy says we haven't picked a venue for UK Gay Expo yet, but open to suggestions. I feel I should sort of host that now, but I'm down for UK Gays Expo. Mm. You can organise that, Andy, as part of your Dead Zone tournament. So oh, we got there. We got there. Gothenburg. Hmm. So yes, the evening's not mega stressful for me. It's largely very beneficial if you're doing, say, a new board game and you get to talk to the people that you need to talk to. You know, that are going to give you that hype. So it means that I don't really push it too much. I'm kind of just sat there chilling, and if people want to come and chat, they can. I think I got more value off not being on the stand, so I appreciate the Gail and my friend Gail and my friend Ian, who runs Fenris. They came along this time. So last time I sent my helpers to the pub. I went, no, you can stay here with me this time. There's a bar. Um, so we kind of took it in turns, manning the stall, and it meant that I could kind of wander off and see other people that were stuck on their stall. So I met quite a lot of nice people, not tons of like solid industry leads or anything, but it's just partly it's just that knowing people. It's not that everyone has to be a really solid business partnership. It's just knowing people and having friendly faces, and yet at some point they might know something useful, or you might know something useful, or a friend of a friend, or that. But just knowing people, I think, is really important, and something I'm very good at. As people point out, it's like everyone. So like, all right, all right, all right. And I do get a lot of value from introducing people as well. So I was doing that, kind of doing the tour, going, right, now you've seen this, now you need to see these people are very good. Now these people are very good, and these people are awesome. Um, and that was pointed out a few times, like, yeah, I'm promoting mine, but I'm promoting some other people as well, because we all need it, because it's just so hard when there's so many one people. And I'm blessed by having my friends that come help me at shows, because so many other people, were stuck on their stand and couldn't get off. So the fact that I could, it's like, well, I can use that a bit and help other people out. So that was really nice. I wasn't quite as dead as I had been the year before, and I got to see some nice people, which was cool. Uh, I'm gonna drink this. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So Thursday, relatively chill. All ready for Friday. I was so tired though. Thursday evening, I couldn't get into the hotel. It was one of those. I had a much cheaper hotel than usual, and it was toilet guy there. It's not. I don't know what toilet guy looks like anymore, and I feel like I should. But maybe we're all toilet guy. Maybe that's it. But I couldn't get into the hotel because I was too sleepy, and you had to press a button and put the card on, and that was just too much. And I think if these people hadn't come in that happened to be going to the same level, that I'd still be in the lift, just going up and down, as people call it. Um, so Friday, the first day, I learned from last year not to expect too much on Friday, so I was a lot more relaxed because it was very much browsy, very browsy day. Um, oh, okay, I'll go briefly through the days, then the anecdotes, because I can't remember what happened on what day, to be fair. But no, Friday was good. Ooh, I've had some tiredness. Friday was good. Did a lot of chatting. Overall, the weekend, I definitely did a lot of chatting, but I feel like I got a lot out of it, as well as the sales, in terms of people that I met and chatted to. I've got a whole bunch of cards, and that's what I'll do later. I go through the cards and follow everyone online and see who all the people I did get the notes for actually were. Because if I don't follow up now, I never do, basically. Um, so again, I don't really get that anymore at Salute. It might be one person, or like maybe one new retailer or something. But in general, it's, I don't know. I'm not phoning it in, but again, I still really like Salute. But I think because it is like being a new company at Expo, because so many people don't know who you are. That it's a lot more networky in that sort of way. So all weekend there was a lot of that going on, a lot of micro meetings and things, introducing other people as well. So that was cool. So Friday, yeah, so it's relatively chill, but still quite busy. I also had Katie and Simon helping, so thank you. And they were awesome as well. And Katie brought loads of ears, so we all had to. We were all forced to wear these ears. Oh no! So that was fun. The stand looked awesome. I know I've said this, but the foil balloon arch did it. Those balloons did their job. Yes. Bad Squiddo Avenue did its job. We're trying to take a photo and I was kind of like lying on the avenue, and every time Ian went to take a picture, some proper people would walk through. So I was like a red face going, "Yeah, just keep going, it'll be all right, yeah, yeah." I got a piece of ward. I got on tabletop. Did a little video, which I'll talk a bit more about as well. Um, so that was nice. Greg, so did you tidy up the sticker for Expo? I was going to, but they're these really thin stickers, so I would have had to immediately stuck it to something else, or it'd have just been a. Whilst I was pondering it, they were pulling it up, but they looked really hard to pull up, and they were So I thought, never mind. Um, but maybe I'll have a plan next year, like bring a big board or something that I can transfer it onto afterwards. I very much loved my stand spot. I'm gonna see what I can do to be there next time, because you can't. It's one of the shows where you can't quite promise if a bigger boy wants your stand, they're gonna take it. I should probably not mention that it was good. Right? Nah, I wouldn't recommend. It was rubbish there, rubbish, absolute rubbish. Wouldn't. No, I liked being by my friends. That was really nice, and I think it was a good spot. There were some spots when I walked around that I thought, yeah, if I was put there, I wouldn't be happy. Kind of like where there was no natural flow, but kind of around the edges where I didn't even know there were stands there because they were like gaming zones, but then a few stands around the corner bit, and I felt a bit bad for those because you maybe might go there once, but it wasn't in the area that you'd keep looping through. Better than Pillarville, says Greg. Yeah, we did have one pillar though, because I've got to keep one pillar just for safety. And for safety pillar. I went and saw my old pillars, my old friend at the stand from last year. I was kind of between two pillars because you get a discount if there's a pillar on there. But I wanted a big stand, but I couldn't afford it, so I was seeing how many pillars I could collect. But Zatu would that was why I wasn't there, so it actually worked out better because I would have automatically gone for the same spot. But Zatu had expanded into it by the time I'd asked about being there again. So I went to visit on a little pilgrimage. Hello, my old friend. And it was all boxed off. I don't know what if it was like being used as a storeroom part. That's how big some of these stands are. Um, but it was just boxed off. There was just a wall between the pillars. I left you. I'm so sorry. Um, Poor old pillars. But that was also like a little single teardrop. Farewell. It's back to my other new pillar. My new pillar. So yeah, that was fun. So we got Friday. I wasn't well. I had a big old brain explosion in the evening. Though I wasn't wearing a bad Squiddo t-shirt, so that probably helped. So I didn't go out anywhere Friday because I had a mental, as I call it, which is not the correct term. But then I'm not sure how much, if you're in the thing, you're allowed to say the thing. But it's a good way of explaining generally that I had a mental. Because I have mental issues, and I thought I was doing quite well, and then it all kind of exploded Friday evening. So that's time to go back to the hotel and forget about this evening for the good cause of the rest of the weekend. So I was very uneasy at the start of Saturday because anyone who suffers from various mental health issues will know how you feel really hungover afterwards because it's that like surge of whatever chemical does that, and then it's just like the hangover of that afterwards. So Saturday, the busiest day, I was kind of like, and I think some people saw it because I was sat at the coffee area, going, I don't know if I want to go over there. But I'd arranged with on tabletop to do that interview, and because you have to fake it till you make it, sort of thing. I put my happy face on for that, and that gave me the natural buzz that I was then buzzing for the rest of the day. But the whole event was just this mixture of death, death and excitement. So I did sort of occasionally keep freaking out a bit, but also being really excited. So that was all good. It was all good. I did manage to stay out a little bit on Saturday, but I was mostly dead. So I even got an hour off the stand for a pint, a pint on Saturday. Very exciting. A bit more coffee before I continue monologuing. You are welcome to ask questions as well as we go along. Is there any particular thing about Expo that you wanted to know? Now's your chance. Mm-mm. I met a bunch of influencery peoples that were very nice, and that's where I got my beer. So thank you to Kerry. Um, I met Corley said, "Did you meet Midwinter there?" I did, but right at the end. I saw him when I was in the last few bits of time, and he was just about to put a big chaos thingy on as well. Chaos thingy, or big Space Marine gear. So I never actually had a proper catch up because I saw Hattie there as well at the end. Um, but it's all very much a blur. But I did get who did I meet? So I met Kerry of K Legs on the Thursday when I was looking for somebody else. And went, that face is familiar. Um, she was Ace and her partner, whose name I'm afraid I did not get. I don't even know if I forgot because I don't know if I actually got it. So sorry about that, Mr. Kerry. But yeah, she was brilliant and really liked the things. And it was again like me doing. I really like doing a show and tell. So I was like, oh, look at all my things; they're very great. And then going, look at these other people too. So she was Ace. I met Spen's painting, and it was really nice sort of talking through with him about how an independent miniatures company does stuff, basically. That Mr. Shy. Oh, is it? Oh, it's at the office. I've been interacting with him on TikTok recently, but I didn't realise that he'd been aware of Bad Squiddo for a long time. And he'd painted up my Jean de Clisson. He was working on the Exit 23 stand, who is also amazing. So he did a John with a little backdrop, and I love those little plinths, or like the plinth with the little back bit. And he gave me it. He said it was a present, which is the nicest thing ever, and it's so cool. So I'm really chuffed with that. And he's up for doing some all that content. He's up for doing some content. A few of them was like, I do videos. I'm not a YouTuber though. I just kind of do. And apparently, I am a YouTuber. It's been if I have a regular show, it means I'm a YouTuber. So it's me now. It's my new life as a tuber. Who else did I meet from that sort of gang? I met Andy from Blackjack Legacy, whose show I was on a while ago. He was wicked. Um, and then on the Saturday, I was trying to arrange to go for a pint with Kerry and Andy separately, and then they both got back to me at the same time. So I was like, yes, two birds, one stone. So I met up with those, and they were with Discourse Miniatures as well, who had also wanted to meet. I think, and some other Irish chaps whose names I never actually got, but they were nice. So hello, other Irish men. So we had a nice pint and a chat about that sort of side of things, which was really interesting. The from the YouTuber's eye view was good. I kind of like a panel of them would have been quite interesting, especially with Kerry being quite new, and kind of Andy and Discourse I think both full time. So that was sort of watching that chat on how to make things work and all that, and it was really good. And caught up, was it Saturday night? Caught up with Discourse as well in the pub. So it was nice that's what I really like about Expo. You get the chance to actually hang out with people in a non-rushed, as long as you can get them in the evening. So that was really nice. And yeah, I was been chatting to various people because I want to go on more shows. So more shows, more coverage, and I'm getting really into that whole more coverage. So I'm really glad that the Peachy, the painting phase has gone down really well. And those chaps were over, so I saw those, and that was brilliant. So Louise Sugden, got to give her a tour of it all because I've never given her the tour of the full setup. And yeah, there was so loads of those people about, which was really, really good. And again, to try and get some coverage and get people to see the things, that was really good. So there's all sorts of micro scheming on that to do some bits in the future. So I'm happy like that. Meeting people as people, not content representatives. Yes, because I do have this. I was saying to them, like, I'm sorry, I'm content creator prejudice. It was almost like this disconnect of, like, the people that do the thing, but then you meet them and go, oh, they're actual people, they're really nice, that's cool. I think it's the nature of having to sort of plead for some coverage, please, some precious coverage. And then in my endless chip on my shoulder. I'm like, I bet they don't care anyway about me because I'm not Games Workshop. And I'm like, well, I'll give it a go anyway. And then meet them and they're really nice. So like, oh, they are actually really nice. It's just me and my imposterness. So that was really lovely. Mm, Sunday, our friends Moonstone, who were opposite us. I absolutely love Moonstone, and the people are amazing. And I think I've said before, we've had a bit of a similar story. So we did have, I think it was last year, we had almost the cry and beer of talking about. And it's good because it's such a niche. Obviously, doing wargaming is very what's it? Um, well, it's very niche. So it's not like, you can kind of meet someone in a general pub and be like, oh yeah, so they have the same sort of issues, but when it's exactly, and I had some of the exact same issues that Moonstone had, and it's so cathartic, and it's just like talking through like, and then I felt this. It's like I felt that too, and that's really really good. Um, it's really really good. And so what got there? I blame the Paul brothers. It is the Paul brothers' fault. Oh yeah, absolutely no issue with anyone making videos. I think it's awesome. I just assume that because I don't get covered sometimes as much as I should, I've kind of then started thinking they're not interested. And then it's that like they're more scared of you than you are of them. And then I realized that was it. It's like, oh, people are intimidated by me. Oops. Um, Whereas I'm there going, oh, I'm intimidated by them. But that's just nerds. You get all these nerds in a all us nerds together and we're all afraid of each other and kind of need that kick up the arse to go on, be friends. You've got all this stuff in common. Like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. So so Moonstone got nominated for Best Miniatures and Best Miniatures Game. And they won Judge's Choice on both of them, which is nice. And then on the Sunday, you find out the people's vote. So I went down there and I saw Tom from Moonstone, and he's like looked like a little boy because he was just like, oh, and I can feel it. I could like feel the nervousness emanating off him. Um, so he was a bit like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm here because if you win, I'm gonna go hog wild, obviously." And then he was like, oh, that's so kind of you. Thank you. He was like, now there's more pressure. I said, it's fine, because if you don't win, I'll just walk off. Like, bless him. And then we saw the caster came along as well, and he was doing the same thing. Like, we got you, we got you. And it was like this end of the movie moment. And yeah, they won both. They won both. So they've won the two things they were nominated for. They won Judge's Choice and the People's Choice. So if you saw the video or heard the video, all the people that win, it's like because you're just going for all the awards, and it's like, and then Moonstone, and you just hear me going, "Whoa, Moonstone!" Yes, whoa. Which I did repeatedly for the two awards they won, nice and embarrassingly loud. That is one of my skills. If ever you need like a hired hype person, that's me. Like, whoa, oh yeah. If I ever win anything, I want someone to be hyping me as good as I hype other people, basically. And I was really emotional. I'd like absorbed the happiness because it's that seeing someone who's just put so much work into it and knowing exactly just how hard all that is. Um, and at the point where they could have given up a while back or been really disillusioned by all the various stuff, but it's kind of like weathered through it and built something really cool. So I was just like, oh, I'm so proud. I'm so proud. And that was really cool. I'm so happy that they won that. And then it means that I got to get back to the Moonstone stand before him. So I was going, Moonstone have won, multi-winners. And that gave me a big rush. So where I was normally knackered at the end of the show, I was then like, woo, energy. So I got the last sort of few people in. There had a few people say, are you doing end of show deals? I don't think I've ever been asked that before. I've been aware that it's a thing, but I was like, no, we just have show deals. It's not cheaper because you've come at the end. What? And then I looked around and there were some companies like those table guys that have them like really expensive tables, and then it was like late show deal, 10% off. I'm like, but if I bought a table on Friday, Then I saw that this like basically save £1,000 if you get it on Sunday. I'd be pretty unhappy about it. So no, we don't do end of show deals. Um, I was trying to make things fair, and I was just a bit like, what? No, no, why would I do that? um, so no end of show deals here. Because we're off. So I think yeah, but even things like you said, Greg says some of them don't want to pack their vans. Yeah, I get that. But the people aren't going to take the massive tables home. They've still got to ship them. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's just from a slightly other culture, or cultures in like not war games. Maybe it's more of a Comic Con style thing. I'm not sure. Also, no one can resist the pug lad. Cannot. That pug lad is amazing. So where am I going? What's my next bit? Hmm. Gonna do it. Gonna do it. So as you know, I try not to talk badly of people that I don't like in this official capacity. Anyway, if you find me in the pub after maybe one beer, I will tell you all about all the people I don't like. I was very careful around the Yeshiva people. As I was okay, just one beer. Um, but because it's that thing of if unless some oh no, you know what, even if someone's personally wronged me, which many of the industry have, it's best to just focus on the positive, continue rather than do anything bad, um because there's no point sometimes, and sometimes I do feel like, I need to be talking about these things out loud more, because yeah, there are some darker elements of all this, and people just being not nice. But there's also people being really nice. So like our little family with Moonstone and all that. So that's what I like to focus on. But now and again, the rage is too much. This will not be a surprise to anybody who's a regular here. So a while ago, I may have made some disparaging comments about the CEOcast system, um, the nature of the business, um, the insistence of the reps, and the misinformation that they were putting out. Um, so the time, yeah, so the time I started saying things out loud was the time that I could be here in this very room, was the time that they kind of started slagging off. Yeah, Ed knew it would be them. Of course, it's going to be them. They started posting stuff about how resin and metal, one will give your staff cancer, and they'll give your staff cancer, destroy the environment, and be really bad quality, which is all incorrect. Um, and they were getting through some of those influencer types that have big audiences, and that's that, like the dark side of that, because they don't know, they're not in the production, they've just been told these things, so they're like, oh, this is amazing, um it's so environmentally friendly. And then I have people coming up to me saying like, oh, are you going to use this because this is really environmental? I'm like, no, because mine's environmental, this is wrong, you've been sold a lie. So there was a whole, if you've been around, you've listened to me ranting about it quite ranting, being informative, because that's it. I don't want to just go meh, meh. I just wanted to get put across why I think that company is damaging to the war games company. I break my rule of not talking badly of someone because they're not part of the industry. It's not another war games company or someone else that's in war games. They're entirely different manufacturer that I believe are not planning on staying in the war games land. I think we are just a small step on their plan. But in a nutshell, if you've not heard of it, it's a casting system. It makes those sort of board game type PVC models. So that sort of stuff. It's been a few companies have used them. One company's so proud of it that they've called it something else. I see some good memes and they go there. You have to use their system. Their system's actually very expensive, but sold is not expensive. There's been all sorts of problems with the machinery. getting in touch with them, and you can only use their system. You cannot buy materials or stuff from anywhere else, which goes against what metal and resin are. So that's the sort of short version. And they're also very pushy with the sales. They came over, so they came over at Expo, but I wasn't on the stand. so so I saw Ian from Fenris talking to them. So I kind of went, I thought, is that them or if they just got a flyer? And then I saw him with the mold. So I was like, yep, I'll leave Ian to that because I am mean. I was like, I can't be bothered with this. I'll let Ian do it. And I learnt, I learnt afterwards that they were so insistent and so pushy, like really pushy. And I realized afterwards, I thought that that was a rep, but it was the guy, the guy. Um, and Ian was repeatedly saying, "We're not interested. We've got our own." And Ian knows a lot about the manufacturing process. So he's more the better of the people for understanding that. So obviously my understanding is not hands-on because I don't cast. So they were saying stuff to Ian. Ian was saying, well, no, that is incorrect. That is not correct. And he just kept saying, look, we're not interested. We're not interested. And he wouldn't go. So Ian tore his business card up. Not if it was anyone else, be like, no, you can't tear people's business cards up on my stand. But when I was like, yeah. So he tore the business card up when he went to, but it was laminated, so he couldn't. So he had to bite it. So he tore the business card in half while talking to the man. But they kept on talking. I did get a Fenris going feral. He kept on talking. Um, Instead of just being like, "Hey, Amy's in the comments," instead of like, "I get it, okay," he was just like, I think if somebody ripped my business card up in front of me, I'd probably cry. But he was like, "No, we're not interested. We're not interested," and yeah, he carried on like, yeah, but it's like it's way better, and all your staff won't get cancer if you like go away, just go away. And I think he told him to f off, and he eventually left. And I've heard this tale from other companies that said, yeah, they were just so insistent, so rude, and incorrect. Like, how horrible, what mean. And I had started to feel a bit bad about me saying, maybe don't use them because they're not so great. And I was like, oh, I feel a bit bad. So I don't feel guilty anymore. He came back. He came back the next day and started again on Ian. So he obviously thought that it was Ian's company because Ian's a man. So what was it in well not in the systematic sexism of the world saved me that time. I was like, yes. So yeah, just kept harassing Ian basically. That you absolutely have to use our system and it's great and all this sort of stuff. Just by like, I know all about casting. We're not interested. There is no glimmer of interest. You are wasting your time. Yeah, but but if we do this and we could do that, and the other anecdote was that the machine kept not working during the day when they were demonstrating the machine. So. But yeah, how weird, how weird to be that pushy. And yeah, not just us, just other companies saying how pushy they'd been as well. They're just absolute heavy hand selling, and it's just very unethical. That's why I actually say stuff. But I did get a photo with the ripped up business card. But like that he had to bite it. How bizarre. So they email all the time. They're always emailing. Of like, we need to have a meeting. We need to have a meeting. Look how proud that company are of our stuff that called it a different thing. And then when people ask if it's made of that material, they don't reply. That's pride. So yeah, it's like if there's any way of getting me to not do a thing is by making it feel like I'm forced to do the like, nope. There's a lot of heavy selling there, and it's hard, and I get it, and it's an art. Not of them, they no. But there was board game people developing their board game because you have spent so much, and you do need to like be more, it's very much more hands-on than some of the other shows. But when I was off my stand, it was just constant. I was just having to deflect people, like, try my thing. Like, no, it's okay. And and you go, no worries. But they were like, come on, do it. Do you not want to do this? Do you not like animals? And I'm like, I just want to look. I just want to look. Especially in a world where there's so many of us with various what's it, anxieties and introversion and all that. It's a lot of work. Just I found it really tiring, just batting the people away. Just let me have a little look. It's like I've got 20 minutes off my stand. I don't want to just be hard pitched at something that I'm not gonna, and I don't want to waste your time. And it made me think, oh, I'm actually really chuffed. I'm always interested in feedback as well. I've been on my stand. But I like to think that our stand is one where you can, and it's partly how it's built as well, that you can just come in and just have a look. You're not going to get jumped on. And we might talk to you, but we generally leave you to do it. And it's that art of kind of recognizing who's not worth it. That sounds horrible, but who's interested enough that they would like you to talk to them, sort of thing, and who's giving off the leave me alone thing. Whereas a lot of these cannot pick up who's giving off the leave me alone. So me being super hostile when I was on other stands, and they were like, no, we're just going to keep. No, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy it. Yeah, all the librarians and heavy cells got to you last year. Bad Squiddo has always been nice though. So I do like sort of welcoming people, and I think part of it is just how stands are built, and sometimes certain companies you can't avoid it because of what the product you've got is. But it's that whole thing where you're looking at something and the person's on the other side, and it's just too much. And when there's so much, you can't give 20 minutes to every stand because it's so big. You want to have a little flutter around. So it tends to be that, like, any questions, I can help you out. Cool. So yeah, it was what have we got there? Oh, Greg forgot the ULEZ. Ian got scammed. Fenris got scammed on the ULEZ as well. Quite a few people did. Because you type in something like ULEZ payment, that's like one of the payments to get into London. And there's a sponsored ad at the top that's the scam. And I have no idea how ethically Google can do that. But yeah, so it's just like my ZUCC anecdote. But it was absolutely amazing weekend. It was good for money. Woo! Because obviously I've still got to catch up on some of those community minis. I got the community minis, some casts that I managed to show a few people, only a few because I kept forgetting where I'd put them. But they got really good feedback, so that's really cool. And here we go. Rich says, your help was super friendly and helpful, but apps did not try and engage me. Well, very lovely Andrew and lovely Donna were browsing, very professional. Oh, professional. Yeah, it's just that mix of just want to be like, I'm here, I'm not ignoring you, I can answer your stuff, but I'll just let you, just let you exist. And that's why I like that, because I had an island, I was trying all these different ways that I could build the stand. And I kind of went for my usual in the end because I like it. It's off the main road. You get off the road, basically. And the roads get very crammed at Expo sometimes. And you just kind of in this sea of people. We're like, so you can get off the road and actually have a bit of a look. So for next Expo, I'm thinking hopefully have some sort of box sets by then. I think I'm going to try and cram an extra, squeeze them along and cram an extra cabinet in there. And I might get Ian to make me some cool laser cut standy thing to put on it as well. So I'm going to redesign that. Mostly keep it the same, just kind of add a few more groovy bits. And hope that I end up with the same spot. Make sure I pay on time. Make sure I book it on time. And just keep... now I've had 2 good years at Expo. It's now into the permanent, like, we're going to do this. We're going to do this every year. Ralph's got to go. Oh, thanks, Ralph. See you later. Ralph had painted the new Squiddo thrashers, which went really well at the weekend as well. Largely thanks to Ralph for showing how cool they look as well. So thank you. I met Beth, who I need to message. That was awesome to meet you, and we'll do some cool stuff. What we got? Jez said the cabinets look great. Yes, yes. Yeah, I think I can move one along a little bit, and have 5 on there because I really want to show off the dragon fossil and a few other bits on there. So that'd be ace. Bruce has got to go as well. Cheers, Bruce. I met some of your friends as well that said that you'd insisted that they come over, and then they didn't buy anything. They were a bit like, this is strange. Of course, Bruce sent us here. But they were trying to escape, and then they came back with loads of tufts in hand. I was like, yes, you couldn't escape. Awesome. So, got some goods. I got some goods. What I was super excited about was I got my Kickstarter from Library Labyrinth. So this is the bag, because I went all in. Do you recognise some people? Just by chance, some of them are the community miniatures. So Harriet there, Ching Shi, Ada Lovelace. Who we got there? Who else? There's someone else from the community minis. Tomo that we've got as a mini already. Who else? There was someone else in there. Maybe that was them. But it was that they were in a row pretty much. So I was like, yes. And it's a really good bag. Like a really good quality bag. So I'm chuffed because I've been after a good bag. So that was the game that I backed on Kickstarter. And if you remember, I put oh yeah, there's lots in there. I want to do a figure of Frida Kahlo as well. So this is the game. I haven't opened it yet. Ooh, glass, shiny, Inception. But I met them at Dragon Meet a couple of years ago, and I was obviously like, oh my god, so you're in a library. What's it? You and your companions have accidentally unleashed a magical bookworm with a Y, which is wreaking havoc in the library. It's opening the books, bringing literary terrors to life, and moving the shelves around. A cooperative game in which you build a team of inspirational, fictional, and historical women to fix the library before time runs out. Oh yeah. So yeah, I was like, yep, you are my people. So I got chatting to them. They were really nice. I will open it for that live thing. If I haven't got anything sharp, so I'm just gonna have to do I'm gonna have to do the bite, much like a CEOcast business card bite. But yeah, it's that whole like people doing similar things is a good way. It is good. Everything's built on like everyone has to be competitive and hey everyone. Like, no, we're all doing the same. We have the same goal. This is awesome. Oh, Rich couldn't find the stamp. They were in there's a bit which was just so crammed. That's why I think I was in a good spot because you can very easily miss bits. But yeah, I got loads of business. They had like bookmarks, and I was putting those in orders for a while. And I think one of the pledge levels was put your name on something as well. Oh, look at that! Oh, things to pop. So yeah, Library Labyrinth. And it looks awesome. And I was kind of wondering, I think you can, but I could use some of my figures. So where you've got cards, you could put the figures on top. All these different. So yeah, it's just that same thing of, look at we got women from history. Oh, Zenobia, they've got Zenobia there too. And a lot of the ones on here are ones that have been mentioned in the community minis. So not ones that haven't won yet, but have been mentioned. Oh, you're Joan of Arc. There we are. There's Ching Shi. Yeah, this is a bad unboxing. You just see me looking at it. So they've got all the people with a little blurb about them. Look at that. I'll show you some of it. And then we've got some fiction as well. So we've got like Alice from Alice in Wonderland. Oh, look at those. Hey, Norin Khan's in there. Nice. The art's really sweet as well. I like it. So got that. Some little bits to pop out. Might do that later. That'll be a bit of fun. So yeah, all the bits in there. The Kraken. These are all the tiley bits. Oh, you should just build the tiles. Oh, that's cool. And then they've all got their little bits. So all little dice, I think, in there. Oh. So you get all that. That. So very much Annie approved of these people, and they're really nice too. So I was sending people there at the weekend. I got my bag, got my nice little bag out of it. So that's that. Nice size as well, isn't it? It's not a absolute monster. So I like the idea of the crossover of using the minis there. Pretty much everything else I bought, just getting them all out of the stack, was artwork. Because I'm a sucker for... Oh, I got extra prints there. I'm a sucker for the single people companies, and you get a lot at Expo of the 6-foot stands of people with their art, and it must be really daunting. Just you've got all the, well, as I know, I think it's that, because you're sat behind it, you see people's reactions, and I know what it's like especially from Dice Bag days, where some people would be going, yeah, but they're not that good, are they? And you're just like, oh. So I like to just buy some bits, even if they're just stickers or something, just to... Oh, look at that. So I got some postcards from IB Labyrinth as well. Oh, nice. Yeah. So I mostly bought some prints, because then if it's anything with some cool women, I put them, or gay stuff, basically, I put them up in the office. Age checking that was Ada Lovelace, it is. So I've got these postcards, so they're going to go up in the office. Ada Lovelace, Ching Shi, lady I don't know. Sophia Dulop Singh, a suffragette and leader of the Tax Resistant League. Nice. Got that lady. Mary Seacole, duh. Me going with that lady. Nice, Mary Seacole. There's Harriet for sure. She's always got a little lamp. That's basically how we have our mini, which is quite funny. She's even got the pistol there. That's awesome. So I've got 2 sets of those. I might do something with that actually, like a little prize for the other set, because I've got 2 sets. I've got here. I think someone at the weekend came up and said something like, you're a really good gay ally. I'm like, yes, an ally, yes, absolutely. I forgot. Have you considered Anne Bonny Mini? Yes, I'm hoping she wins. Wins at... oh, what was that? I've got all these bits out. On Community Minis. So now that this is over, we can get back to Community Minis, back on a bit more of the... World War II French. So in no particular order. Things kept appearing. I think they were from the Bez folk, because they do sticker bomb a lot. So I've got a brilliant. And also got sea pancake things. So good sea pancakes there. And I will be tweeting all these once I've matched the business cards to the artwork. This was a gift. Oh no, it was the other one that was a gift. This was from a... That's it. If they're not on there, I'm going to have to... But I'll be tweeting them up and going, these are from people. So here, I'll just go through some of... Because we're on an hour now. Some of the prints that I picked up. It's usually women and squids. It's very obvious why I've picked them up. You can tell, look, that's my life there, but with pigs. Little Trixie Beholder. Oh, Montford Tales there. Trixie Beholder. Just getting the shine off. Jackalope. Need to do some jackalopes. I'm really down for doing a sexy Mothman. I think that's what I'm going to get Joe to do. I think Joe would do a good sexy Mothman. This was a present from Chris at Exit 23. It's a stand next to him that was doing this junk that I've just a little Squiddo, weird Squiddo mimic cat thingy. And of course, just a really cool lady. There we go. Chunk. Get through the chunks. I did go a bit print heavy. Get them all up on the office. These guys, these were part of our family. And I've backed their Kickstarter, so I'll give them, well, backed, I've signed up for the thingamy, so I'll give them a little shout out. Undermined, Paradise City. Use tools to delve deep into the rich mines of Paradise City, or watching out for perils and help other miners as you dig for riches. It's the people were nice, and I was doing the thing where I was like, oh, the people are nice, but I never look at games because it just whooshes over my head. And then at one point, someone was holding their stand because he'd gone to the toilet, and then that person needed to go. I said, I'll hold the stand, I'm trustworthy. So I was sat on Devilfly Games for a bit, seeing how much I could wing. So they've got all these coins, and people were coming up like, I have demo, eh? I'm like, yes, welcome to our game about mining. We have coins. We have these coins. And then some guys come over for some demo because he got stuck in the crowd of people coming back. One of them had already played, and he went, I think I can run it. But you have my permission as unofficial holder of the stand that you may do that. So one of the guys who'd previously been demoed to was then demoing to other people. I was like, this is majestic. I like it. And the game just looked really cool. And it had that golden under an hour, which that's my attention span. And it did look quite fun, actually. So I've signed up and I'll be giving them some little shout outs. But yeah, Devilfly Games, really nice people as well. Capybara. Well, like prismatic capybara. We sold out. Oh yeah, we sold out of capybaras. That noise, by the way, is Dave drinking. He's back on his BS, drinking during my show, nice and loud. I know. We'll give you some tomatoes. You should go on Forceful and Casty. Yeah. We ran out of capybaras, and we did last year. But this year, I brought all the stock and some spares. There were some of the full emergency capybaras, and we were out of everything capybara related, which was so cool. It was definitely the winner, the old cappies. I went back to what are they called? Forgotten Imp that I met last year and made the best friends with, and I got a few more bits from them. There are free badges, but I was wearing one of them. They're tardigrades, of course. So got some more tardigrade badges. These folk, Eldritch Rach, who I bought the book from last time. Just got a little notepad with some creatures. So that'll be an office notepad. Little creatures. We like little creatures. Well, I did get quite a haul actually. And this just really cute jackalope from Forgotten Imp as well. Look at that. It's just so sweet. Little cutie. I was gifted Tardibara. I was gifted the lesbian dice. Hey. And I've learned, because obviously that's what you've got to do now. You come out and then you've got to figure out which is the correct flag. And I now know this is the correct flag because there's a turfy lesbian flag apparently, but apparently this isn't it. So I'm good. These are cool. So I now have the correct dice. So they've all got the little flag in there. Look at that. So that was a very nice gift. So thank you all. Thank you all. I know, pigs. They're like, oh, is that a little rattly food? No. Everything is food. This is one of my favourite purchases on the Saturday. Because, so I don't know if it's reflected. Well, ain't nothing on a brick and my stride. A little cat that's going on my notebook. World's Strongest Mothman. It's because sexy Mothman's definitely a thing. Sexy Nessie. Got some more Mothmans, some more Eldritch. What else? So we're at the end of my stack. I'll end with the games. Jackalope and Volpatinger are two beasts of similar stature. Both have floppy bunny ears. Oh, interesting. I think that is in the book, actually. This lady was cool. She did a mix of Lord of the Rings and Star Wars mixed with like mythology as well. I meant to go back and get the Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan as Joan of Arc. So obviously some Lord of the Ringies there. Again, just to go up on the up on the office. And it was a free for discounty thing. So whenever there's a buy X amount, I always do it. So I've got this little droid and pigeon horror. Because it made me laugh. It was fun. Rich says, what was the best day to go? I think if I was going to go for the day as a punter, I would go on Friday. Saturday is the absolute busiest, and I think at points it's almost too busy if you're a visitor. Whereas Sunday, things might have run out if you're just doing the one day, and there's that pack ups a bit earlier as well. So I think probably a Friday, assuming this is, you know, asking for, well, I guess anyone. Nobody wants to really cram through everyone, but yeah, I think I would go on Friday. The traders have still got some energy left as well, um, and it's a bit quieter, especially early on when it first opens on the Friday. People people run to all the, you know, the pre-orders and things they've got, all the exclusives. So most areas are actually quite quiet very first thing on Friday, which is different to some shows where the first thing is the busiest. But yeah, when you were about on Sunday, Rich, I think that was quite a good sort of time. Yeah, it depends like how far people are traveling and stuff. Later on Saturday was Sunday definitely was more bearable. So, Saturday was very cramming. There's a few points where I needed to get somewhere, but the tide was going another way, and I was like, I'm trapped in the tide, no. But yeah, Friday. I bought 2 games. Not that I play games. Well, I do play games, but I don't play role play games. But I buy them occasionally if they look like they're fun. But these I bought because I kind of just want to read them. The people were really nice, and also when I came over, they were like, "Oh, Ben Squiddo, we have your gunny pets." So I'm like, "Oh, better buy something." So what are they called? What was their company? Fluffy Horror Jam. I think that's the name. Content warning: harm to adorable large-eyed fantasy creatures, body horror, parasites, riots, and mob violence. So I got this, which is good for good for general horror. So it's basically like Beanie Babies that have spiders inside them that all came out. So of course I bought it. Like, yep, this is good. A snuggle wuggle. And I kind of just want to read it like a book. It's one of those that are what's the word? Like rules agnostic. You can put them into any rules, so they don't have actual stats or anything. It's just the fluff, maybe. So yeah, sure. Picture. There we go. Creepy old things. So I'm naturally like that. And the reason I ran over, yes, very clear Animal Crossing vibes on this. And as an Animal Crossing fan and someone who ruins Animal Crossing by making it as weird as possible, this seems to be similar. So it's all just cutie animals bleeding and whatever, but that's my thing. What's the You're a cute animal who just bought a house on a paradise island, but all this room to thrive comes at a price. The annual sacrifice is due. Let's read that. Let's see, actually. You can hear some growly pigs over there. But yeah, it's very dark. Very dark and cartooniness. So I'll just start reading them now. Oh no. So yeah, this very happy tree friends, yes. So that was my little haul. That's all the things that are around me. So yeah, I like talking to the little stands and people that are sort of independent, doing their own fun bits and bobs. Yeah, I had a wicked time. Don't worry, I'll be going very soon. It's over an hour. Oh gosh, past 9 o'clock. I won't be reading them. I'll be going to bed again. It was it was awesome. It was really, really good. I'm in such a good vibes, as they say. Good old vibes, and ready to crack on with the next bunch of stuff. So I'm only having today off. Mum said that she can come for about midday tomorrow, so that's where I will I'll have a morning off as well then tomorrow, and then we can get sorting the office out, taking all that stuff down, doing the stock checks, seeing how many I need to now order. So the money's like easy come, easy go. I get that money, I gotta spend the money again. But it's all fine. Did I send? I have not yet. I need to send some of my community minis to go get painted, and soon. I think that's what I'm going to do in part of my post expo chilling, is to do some research, to have some research days here for the next community minis and get those done, and do the might even just go sod it and do the voting for the next few minis as well, just to get that bit done. I was promoting that quite a bit. Hopefully get some more peoples into Baggy's Cave as well, and keep growing the community. And it's just ace. And yeah, seeing people all weekend just going like, "This is so cool. This is really needed." And I'm like, my highlight was Paul Hicks coming over with his daughter, who has painted her first mini, and it was the Valkyrie, and she brought it to show, and it was just the best. And it was good. It was really good. You know, you politely go, "Oh yes, that was brilliant." I was like, "Damn, this is good. This is really good." So there's definitely one to watch there. As like someone who's going to be clearly ace at it, which is just absolutely lovely. And it's that reason why it's my like soft spot in my Grinch heart. Is just like that was me at some point, but this stuff wasn't as, you know, it wasn't as normalized, and I was just this weird little child that thought I was super weird for liking the stuff. So to be able to come somewhere like Expo as a kid, like pretty young, and just see all this cool stuff and no one being weird that you're a girl and stuff, was just like, yes, I'm so glad. So glad that it's just got better and it's awesome. So yeah, if you need some more of Annie just talking along, I'm on that painting phase. I'm on the painting phase channel. I'll add it into my little Annie on stuff playlist on here as well. And I think it's quite a good interview, though I say so myself. So I believe the next Sunday morning coffee will actually be Sunday morning. I don't think I have anything planned, but who knows? Who knows? I seem to have a million weddings coming up soon, so I need to double check when they are. Not my own. Not my own. Right. I will see you all soon. See you across the internet. I'll post these. It's not going to be tonight. I'm just going back to bed. But I'll post up what all these things are and where I've got them from. Katie's here just as I'm leaving, but very quickly, thanks Katie, who was one of my helpers at the weekend, and she was awesome and super cool and nice. So thank you very much. Bye. Ending the stream. Finding the button to end the stream. Bye.